Etienne, an independent watchmaker with a surprising level of vertical integration. There, the brand CEO, Mauro Germini, will tell us about the brand and one of the best kept secrets in the industry, the manufacturing of the strategic components, the Hairspring.
So the history of Schwarz Etienne, it starts with a love story. Love story started in 1870 between Olga Etienne and Paul Arthur Schwarz, and they decided to create Schwarz Etienne in 1902. At the beginning, Schwarz Etienne was not really a watchmaking brand, but it was a soul movement creator, developer, and producer. They've been running this company for years and years on movement, so between 1902 and 1950, under 3 different brands, Schwarz Etienne brand, Alpha brand, and Venus brand. During the early 50s, they decided to launch the first watches under 2 names. First was obviously Schwarz Etienne, and the second one was Claude Wilhelm. And this has been during until the 70s. And early 80s, they decided to relaunch a new concept, which was the beginning of private label. They've been working for Chanel, first brand, and then they did a huge amount of Dunhill watches between 82 and 96, before Dunhill was sold to the Richemont Group. And other brands such as also Carandache, Jaguar, or Mauboussin, the famous Parisian jeweler. During the 90s, they decided to make a huge relaunch of the brand, but not anymore with manufacture movement. In 2007, Mr. Radicki decided to relaunch the concept of manufacture movement, starting with modular movement. And we got the movement in 2013, first prototype of the 2 modular MSE and ASE movements. Personally, I arrived in 2014, not only for running Schwarz Etienne, so the brand, but also for the creation of E2O innovation. E2O meaning escapement oscillating organs, where we produce, create and develop anchor wheels, balance wheel, anchor, and also the Hairsprings, which is one of the most strategical components in the watchmaking industry. In 2015, we decided to relaunch the brand on the full manufacture concept, full manufacture movement. Clearly, we produce our own movement inside house since 2014 now, and we develop different range of movements. So, as I told you, starting with the MSE ASE, manual Schwarz Etienne, automatic Schwarz Etienne. Then we developed the ISE, irreversible Schwarz Etienne. So we took the automatic movement and we turned it upside down, starting from tourbillon Schwarz Etienne, TSE, and after that tourbillon small retrograde second, PSR in French, petite seconde rétrograde. And the last creation is the QSE, quantième Schwarz Etienne. The first time we put a date on our movements. But what I can tell is that the philosophy of Schwarz Etienne since 2014 is clearly to show the small complication on the top of the movement. Thanks to the ISE, so the reverted movement, we have the opportunity now to show how it works. Now, since 2015, we decided to create other companies. So now we have a small industrial or watchmaking group where we have 4 companies belonging to it. So first company is Schwarz Etienne, clearly the mother. After that we have E2O Innovation, production of Hairspring, balance wheel and assortments. We have TMH, Tradition Mécanique Horlogère, so mechanical horological tradition, where we produce 100% of our main plates and bridges and also other different components. We master the laser technology also inside house. And the last company called La Division du Temps. We have 5 to 6 clients. The main client now is Ming Watches, Kuala Lumpur, where we develop their watches. So 2 words about the Schwarz Etienne collection. We have 4 range or 4 families of product now. So Roma, the classical one, round shape. The beauty is really behind because we can dive into our movement. Why? Because no oscillating weight. So we have a micro rotor instead of a big oscillating weight, so it seems that you can absolutely dive into this beautiful movement, which is angled by hand and also decorated with Côte de Genève. 6 bridges. On the top, clearly, we decided to work on the 3 levels of finishing on the dial to put a bit of structure. Second collection is called Rosewell. Why Rosewell? So why, first of all, name of the city? Because all the Schwarz Etienne collection have city names. It's historical and we continue like that. So Rosewell, if you look at the shape of the case, it's clearly inspired by 50s UFO, a flying saucer. So Rosewell is mounted with the ISE movement, so irreversible. And first time that we show the small complication on the top, so we can see the balance wheel and we can also have a look on the micro rotor, which are both visible. This collection is much more trendy and contemporary. The third collection, La Chaux-de-Fonds, featuring big complication and where we have our tourbillon. Little bit reworked, flying tourbillon first and tourbillon small retrograde second. In all the collection we try to put a bit of poetry. We try to play with colors, we try to play with heartstones, we try to clearly to be different, not only from our competitors, but I would like men to dare and to be a little bit not fashionable but more colorful. The fourth collection, which is not really a collection but it's a concept ode. We launched a few years ago the first concept, which was called Ode to the Week, with 7 tourbillon jumping hour and retrograde minutes. The concept was each day represent a planet. Monday is the moon, Tuesday is March, and so on. The new ode concept is Ode to the Spring. We launched this concept this year. So this is the reinterpretation of the spring season seen by Schwarz Etienne. So we played with flowers, we work with art stone, and we work also with bees. Why bees? Because bees are part of the life of La Chaux-de-Fonds. We have 7 bees on our flag, and clearly this is also really actual to talk about bees. So we start with a wire of 0.6 millimeter, and first step is that we will have to reduce the section of this wire to get a wire finally of about 0.07 millimeter. This first operation is called drawing. We work with diamond dice, and we have between 45 to 70 passes inside the machine, you can see on the screen. Each time we make one pass, after that we clearly clean the wire. While from time to time you can have particles of titanium or tungsten coming out of the material, and if you stress the material in another dies, smaller dials, these small particles can re-enter the material and can produce defects or big scratches in order to avoid the wire from breaking. Once we got the wire at the good diameter, the second step will be the rolling. So the rolling is a transformation from a round wire to a rectangular blade, because the shape of the spring is a blade, it's not a wire clearly. So we will have to press the round section in order to transform it in rectangular section. This machine allows us to get a precision of 100 nanometers. This is really important to get that precision. Why? Because 1 micron on all the lengths of the hairspring means 3,000 seconds per day of running differences. So the more precise you are, the more precise will be the production and finally the watch. So the process is you enter the wire on one side, you have the 2 rolls which press the wire and transform it in a blade. When it comes out, you have 2 cameras which makes the live measurement and corrects directly the machines, the top block with the top cylinder. After that, we will have to cut the blades before to do the coiling operation. So the cutting is clearly simple. You cut the blade at a good length. And after the coiling, so we have barrels where we put 4 blades inside and we coil them all together. We need to be really precise with the length of the blades in order to fulfill completely the barrel. Once the 4 blades are coiled together, we thread them in order to be totally flat on the surface, and then we put them in a tube. So once the coiling is finished, we put each barrel with 4 hairsprings inside in a tube. We fulfill the tube and the tube will go into an oven. The oven is called fixing oven. This oven can go up to 1000 degrees, and we clearly cook the material inside in order to fix and to give its final elasticity and hardness. Next process is the pairing. So we will need to pair each hairspring with each balance wheel in different classes. The pairing process is clearly due to the fact that, as I told you before, 1 micron on all the lengths of the hairspring means 3,000 seconds per day of running difference. On the balance wheel, you can have also difference of plus or less 2 micro or 3 micrograms on the weight of a balance wheel. So we need to pair. If you have a balance wheel which is 3 microgram higher, we need to have a hairspring which is more powerful. And the contrary also. If the balance wheel is lighter, we'll need to have a hairspring which is less powerful. We are absolutely obliged to do that kind of pairing in order to ensure the good running of the final watch. Second operation, the poising is the way to equilibrate the balance wheel. We have to take out this overweight by machining under the balance wheel, taking away material under the balance wheel. And this overweight can be the result of a machining effect first, or the material itself, because the material cannot be always homogeneous. Pinning up the collet. So we have a special machine, again developed by BC Technology, to weld the hairspring to the collet. Last operation, shaping the terminal curve of the hairspring. Why do we need a terminal curve? Clearly, it's to attach the hairspring to the cock or the balance wheel bridge. Each hairspring linked to each model of movement has a different curve. So we have 2 ways to shape the final curve. So for small production, if a client asks for less than 20 pieces, we can do the final curve shape by hand. Or for biggest volumes, we have small machines run by hand. We need to be really precise and really sensitive when we press to obtain the final curve, because the tolerance of the curve is plus or less 1 thickness of the blade. So all these operations you have seen before seems to be simple, but it took almost 3.5 years to develop everything and to master finally the industrial hairspring. We are really proud of reaching this level. We are clearly open to deliver that kind of components and to outsource them to all the watch industry, that's sure. And going back to Schwarz Etienne, we clearly use all these components inside house in all our movements. So 100% of our movements are assembled with our own hairspring, balance wheel and assortments. And finally, talking about Schwarz Etienne, I give you the visibility on the fall collection. Please come to discover our next future novelty, or during the Geneva Fair or during the Basel Fair at our booth. It will be the first time for Schwarz Etienne to launch 5th creation, which is clearly a lady manufactured watch. It won't be a gent watch reduced, it will be a lady watch designed by a lady for a lady.